is up, beautiful people, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Cinematic Black Facts with your girl, Alicia G. I know it's been a second, but hey, I hope y'all missed me. I missed y'all. I wanted to celebrate the holiday season by doing a few more videos before my official season finale. So let's get into this week, shall we? Now, this week we are talking about a man who was quite influential in the lives of some amazing directors such as Steven Spielberg, Quentin Tarantino, George Lucas, and Martin Scorsese, just to name a few. His career also spanned over 57 years long, and he is seen as one of the most important and influential people in all of cinematic history. This week we are talking about Akira Kurosawa. This man is quite big and quite important, so let's just hop right into the video, shall we? Let's learn a little bit more about him.
Akira Kurosawa was born on March 23rd in 1910 in the Omori district of Tokyo. After training as a painter, which helped him in his future films because he created full-scale paintings for his storyboards, Kurosawa entered the film industry in 1936 as an assistant director, eventually making his directorial debut with Sansuru Sugato in 1943. He next turned to the subject of wartime female factory workers in The Most Beautiful, a propaganda film which he shot in the semi-documentary style in the early 1944. To coax realistic performances from his actresses, the director had them live in a real factory during the shoot, eat the factory food, and call each other by their character names. He would use similar methods with his performers throughout his career. During production, the actress playing the leader of the factory workers, Yoko Yoguchi, was chosen by her colleagues to present their demands to the director. She and Kurosawa were constantly lodging heads, and as though these arguments that the two paradoxically became close. They married on May 21st, 1945. With Yoguchi 2 months pregnant, she never resumed her acting career, and the couple remained together until her death in 1985. They had 2 children, both surviving Kurosawa as of 2018, a son, Haisu, born December 20th, 1945, who served as a producer on some of his father's last projects, and Kazuko, a daughter, born April 29th, 1954, who became a costume designer. Within a few years, Kurosawa had achieved sufficient stature to allow him greater creative freedom. Drunken Angel was 1948. Drunken Angel was the first film he made without extensive studio interference, and marked his first collaboration with Toshiro Mifune. In the coming decades, the two would make 16 movies together, and Mifune became as closely associated with Kurosawa's films as was John Wayne with the films of Kurosawa's idol, John Ford. After working in a wide range of genres, Kurosawa made his international breakthrough film Rashomon in 1950 and won the top prize at the Venice Film Festival, and first revealed the richness of Japanese cinema to the West. The next few years saw the low-key, touching Ikuru in 1952. Living, the epic Seven Samurai in 1954, the barbaric, riveting Shakespeare adaptation of Throne of Blood in 1957, and fun pair of samurai comedies Yojimbo in 1961 and Sanjuro in 1962. After a lean period in the 1960s and early 1970s, though Kurosawa attempted suicide, he survived and made a small personal low-budget picture with Dozkandi in 1970, a large-scale Russian co-production in Dosoro 1975. In 1977, American director George Lucas released Star Wars, a widely successful science fiction film influenced by Kurosawa's Hidden Fortress, among other works. Lucas, like many other new Hollywood directors, revered Kurosawa and considered him a role model, and was shocked to discover that the Japanese filmmaker was unable to secure financing for any new work. The two met in San Francisco in July 1978 to discuss the project Kurosawa considered most financially viable, Kajimusha, the epic story of a thief hired as a double of a medieval Japanese lord of a great clan. Lucas, enthralled by his screenplay and Kurosawa's illustrations, leveraged his influence over 20th Century Fox to coerce the studio that had fired Kurosawa just 10 years earlier to produce Kajimusha, then recruited fellow fan Francis Ford Coppola as co-producer, which Kurosawa describes as a dry run for Ran in 1985, an epic adaptation of Shakespeare's King Lear. He continued to work in his 80s with More Personal Dreams in 1990 and Rhapsody in August in 1991. Kurosawa throughout his career created a variety of trademarks that inspired other directors. One of his trademarks that's frequently used is the wipe effect, to fade from one scene to another. This effect later became famous due to the usage in the Star Wars trilogy. Kurosawa died at age 88 in his home on September 6 in 1998.
With all that being said, Mr. Kurosawa, there's nothing else to say but thank you, we honor you, we salute you. But most importantly, good sir, is we respect you beyond belief for everything that you did for your community, for the entertainment industry, and for what you did for movies. Because who can't live without a good movie? Now, with all that being said, who do you want to see next on Cinematic Black Facts with your girl, Alicia G? Let me know down below in the comments. I do read them if you give them. So that is officially a cut, a print, a slate, a wrap on this week's episode. I will see y'all next week because we got a few more episodes before the season finale hits. So let's enjoy some Christmas, you know? And that's a wrap. It's the holiday season and Santa Claus is on the